Okay, so now that we know how to write the formulas, we're going to do naming the formulas. So this is naming binary formulas. So the first step is to write the name of the cation. Remember, that's the positive ion. That's the first ion listed. If the cation is a transition metal, don't forget you need to use the Roman numeral along with the name. Write the root of the anion. So, for example, if the anion is, let's say, nitrogen, the root of the word goes all the way up to the very first vowel, unless there's two vowels together. Okay, so that's the root. So we would write the root like that, and then we would put the suffix "ide" in place for the rest of it. Like that. So here's the "ide" replaces the rest of the word. So let's practice. We've got 4 examples here. We do have a transition metal in here, so I'm going to help you with that one as well. Okay, the first one is magnesium. That's the Mg. So we would write that whole word out. And then chlorine is the second one, so we would write chlorine. But we only want up to that first vowel, so I'm going to erase the rest of it, and I'm going to put the suffix "ide" in. So this is magnesium chloride. For the next one, let's go here. We have strontium. Is the first, is your cation. And then we have oxygen. And the first vowel, technically, right there, is the Y. It makes the is sound. So we're going to get rid of all of this and put in the "ide" after the X. So it reads strontium oxide. Okay, these are a little harder. We have copper. But we're going to put a Roman numeral in here. Okay? Now, the way that I determine what Roman numeral goes there has everything to do with whatever's on your anion. Okay, so whatever value is there. Okay, so copper, we'll come back to the Roman numeral in a second, and then fluorine. So we're going to, again, go all the way up to that first vowel sound. We're going to erase it, and we're going to put in "ide." And then one more. Don't worry, we're going to come back to the Roman numeral. We have iron, and then chlorine. I'm going to go all the way up here, chlor. I'm going to get rid of the INE, and I'm going to put in place "ide." So we have iron chloride. And now let's talk about the Roman numerals. So fluorine, being a halogen, I'm going to work backwards here, originally had a -1 charge. Okay? if I needed 2 of them, that must have meant that copper had a positive 2 charge. Which means that copper is going to get the Roman numeral 2. Okay, same thing with this chlorine. Chlorine is a halogen, so chlorine would have had a negative charge. But you see that there are 3 chlorines needed for every 1 iron, which means that iron must have had a positive 3 charge. So there you have it. If you have questions, make sure you write them down so we can talk about them in class.